Let me start the list. You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint people to the CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular vaccine from the vaccine schedule. You could remove vaccines from special compensation programs, which would open up manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation even if there is no causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it easier to bring junk lawsuits. You could turn over FDA data to your friends at the law firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of HHS, and I'm asking you to commit right now that you will not take a financial stake in every one of those lawsuits so that what you do as Secretary will also benefit you financially down the line.
I'll comply with all the ethical guidelines.
That's not the question. You have said
you're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Health. Look, no one should be fooled here. As Secretary of HHS, Robert Kennedy will have the power to undercut vaccines and vaccine manufacturing across our country. And for all of his talk about follow the science and his promise that he won't interfere with those of us who want to vaccinate his kids, the bottom line is the same. Kennedy can kill off access to vaccines and make millions of dollars while he does it. Kids might die, but Robert Kennedy can keep cashing in.
All right, guys, so as you can see, Democrats are losing it, especially Elizabeth Warren, the Pocahontas. She's the one who made $5.2 million from the pharmaceutical companies, and she's sitting here being the 100% hypocrite that she is, which most of them are anyways. These people are the biggest hypocrites that I've ever known in my life. And, trying to tell RFK Jr. that, you made $1.2 million from encouraging people to sue the pharmaceutical companies because they got vaccine injured or whatever. So, as he is encouraging people to sue the pharmaceutical companies because they got injured of a product they produced, and they call him a vaccine denier because, he didn't jump on board with the COVID vaccine stuff, as millions of others. So she's going to come here and say, hey, you're a vaccine denier and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And God knows how much money she made off of the vaccine. She might have made money out of it. In fact, everybody who advertised for it made money out of it. That's the way I look at it, because there's no reason to push a product like that. Until this day, it is impossible or unknown for the ones who actually got injured from this vaccine to come forward or actually produce a report that how many people got injured out of this vaccine. There's no way a single person went without some sort of injury. I don't believe that, because every vaccine has some sort of side effect with somebody. That's just a fact. It's not deniable. It is not deniable. So the Senate hearing was a clown show again, with the Democrats bringing in stupid questions and, trying to play that, we care about the American people, we care about this and we care about that. And then Bernie Sanders came in. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what Bernie Sanders had to say.
Now, I think everybody on that side is pro-life. I think everybody here is pro-choice. I have never seen any major politician flip on that issue quite as quickly as you did when Trump asked you to become HHS secretary. Tell me why you think people should have confidence in your consistency and in your word when you really made a major U-turn on an issue of that importance in such a short time.
Senator, I believe, and I've always believed, that every abortion is a tragedy.
But you told the people in New Hampshire that it was their right. All right, let me do a last question here because I'm running out of time. I think the gist of what you're trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is No Vax, No Problem. Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
That was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with leadership.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want good science, and I want to protect the vaccine.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, as you saw, Bernie Sanders questioning RFK Jr. about shirts and onesies being sold on a company that he founded that he no longer is a part of. So, this is what the confirmation is. It's all about. They did their studies, and he's no longer part of the company. He doesn't make money off of it, and he's not part of the company anymore. So he gave it up. So that is what is going to be the confirmation. See, the funny part is these Democrats or politicians, they're so hypocritical. They're so hypocritical to a point that, they're going to tell the guy, you're not allowed to make any more money. You're not allowed to make money. You're not allowed to make money if you're holding a position. Well, why are you making millions of dollars? Why are you doing insider trading to make millions of dollars? You walk in broke and you walk out a millionaire. How does that work as a public servant? You please tell me that. None of you guys get assigned financial advisors. You come in, your salary is what, $170,000 a year? Within 5 years, you're a millionaire? Please tell me who your financial advisor is. I'd like to know that person. I'll pay him $50,000 if you could make me a million in 5 years. I will gladly pay that fund. Tell me how you do it. I will pay you $50,000 to show me how to become a millionaire. These are the politicians. These are the people who are grilling RFK Jr. because he made money. Because he made money. And they're trying to grill him for making money. He didn't make it illegally. He didn't do anything illegal to make the money. He's not a drug dealer. He encouraged people to sue the companies that injured them. It's allowed. It's not illegal. He got a cut of it. And that's it. That was the agreement with the law firm. I don't see anything wrong with it. Do you see anything wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong with it. Anyways, let's read about this a little bit, because CNN put out an article, and I wanna read. I haven't read it, so I want to see what CNN had to say about this. Senate Democrat grilled Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over his various controversial statements, including his stance on vaccine during his confirmation hearing to be President Donald Trump's Health and Human Service Secretary, and most left feeling overwhelmingly unsatisfied by the answers they received. Because, he's a Democrat, but he's not aligned with the Democratic Party. The Democratic lawmaker confronted Kennedy with previous statements he had made to press him on his role in deadly measles outbreak in Samoa in 2019, his view on COVID-19, and his previous claims falsely linking vaccines to autism in children. Throughout the hearing, the Democrats repeatedly asked Kennedy to make commitments that he would not purge employees for political reasons or use his purge to personally benefit financially without getting clear answers. Republicans, meanwhile, seemed largely receptive to Kennedy, even though his past stances, particularly on abortion, do not align with their conservative ideology. And they don't have to. Look, the whole point is you don't have to be 100% aligned with everything, okay? Everybody has a different ideas, different beliefs, different stance on different things. To say that I am 100% on board with the Republican Party, it's a false statement. And it should never be that way. You should never go down ballot because, they're red or blue or whatever. That is the worst way of governing. It's the worst way of voting or having an idea. There are some Democrats I agree with, some of their stuff, not everything, some. And those could be the deal breaker for me to voting for somebody who is very I don't know the word. I can't even think of the word, but they're dedicated to pass legislation on certain things that I think will benefit me and my family. And there might be a Democrat. So if that's their stand, they might get my vote. I'm not a party voter. I don't do party voting. I go with policies and how things are handled within my area, within my region, and then so on and so forth. So let's continue reading. Given the narrow majorities in the Senate, Republicans can only afford to lose 3 GOP senators, and some have yet to say how they will vote. There are some areas in Kennedy's record that overlap with Democrats, but no Democrat senators have declared they will back him. Wednesday's tense hearing in front of the Senate Finance Committee was Kennedy's first test, and he will face off again the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pension on Thursday. For his part, Kennedy tried to downplay his anti-vaccine rhetoric and other controversial stances regarding public health, and rebuked statements that he is vaccine skeptic despite an extensive recorded history of his linking vaccines to autism in children. Look, there's a lot of people that would say vaccines have caused autism. Okay? Now, why do I say that? Is because one of my kids is borderline autistic. And we don't know what caused it. There is no history of autism in my family or my wife's family. Zero. We have zero evidence that any of our family members, even extended family members, have had autism. So this was brand new news to us. So to me, I'm going to be I don't know which way to go, because they don't allow the studies. They don't allow the studies to happen. to actually see if these vaccines or any of the vaccines these kids take or get will cause autism or not. Nobody knows because they won't allow it to be researched. So for Democrats to come and say he's being skeptical, of course, why wouldn't we be? Why wouldn't we be? There's no reason for us not to question these kind of stuff. So with that being said, for him to have a stance on a certain topic and have a different stand on a different topic, and somewhere along the line he changed his mind because of some new study or new evidence popped up, I don't see anything wrong with that. I do not see anything wrong with that. So if that's his stance, I'm okay with it. But as long as he stays true to what he's saying, I'm okay with that too. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Peace out.